going to look at cylinders. Cylinders are found in many aspects of life. This was a formula can that holds formula for a baby. You buy vegetables in cylinder cans. You have pop you buy in cylinder-shaped cans. They're not exactly cylinders because they bend in at the top a little bit, but the idea is that it's still a cylinder. We have engines in vehicles that we either call 8-cylinder, 6-cylinder, 4-cylinder type stuff. And each of those cylinders has a piston in it. This is a piston, part of a piston. It doesn't have the arm. Is it an arm rocker? Maybe is that what it's called? Anyway, the piston, yeah, is what creates the compression in an engine that turns the transmission. Because there's an arm that comes off of this, and it's attached to what we call a crankshaft. And as this goes up and down in this cylinder, it floats up and down and it turns a crank. It cranks a shaft that turns the transmission. And what happens in this cylinder, and I love this little tidbit, although it means nothing towards the math lesson itself.
Yeah, no.
But it gives you an idea how an engine works a little bit. The basic core is. Yeah, this is auto shop for a moment. This piston is in the cylinder. And what's happening is if you have 4, 6, or 8, there's a timing that goes on. Well, when this piston, this particular one gets to the top, that's when gas is shot into here, into this little area, and then the spark plug sparks. What happens when you have spark and gas?
It makes a fire.
It makes a fire. It's an explosion, and that pushes this piston down. Okay? At that same time, when this one's pushed down, another one's going up, and it's getting pushed down. And they rotate. So if there's 4 of them, they're rotating through. If there's 6, there's a timing that takes place within each cylinder so that that spark and gas hit this at the right time to make an engine run smoothly. When you hear the vehicles driving down the road, they're pop, 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 doing that kind of thing. And sometimes you'll see those. You may have some of those yourself.
Oh, I do.
That means something bad's going on to where that timing isn't working right, to where the cylinders are working smoothly. Okay? But anyway, that all takes place in a cylinder so that this shaped item can go up and down in that cylinder and create movement for us in a vehicle. Okay. So, what are we working with here? We're going to talk about finding the volume of a cylinder first. Okay. Volume measures what, Delaney? Not what's the formula, but what does volume measure?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
What?
What's inside of it?
Dang
Right.
it.
How much something will hold? Okay, so the volume of a cylinder is found by determining the area of the top of the cylinder. Okay, so we need to review formula for area of a circle. Okay, formula for circle is
Pi r squared. Pi d pi r squared.
pi.
It'd be pi r squared.
Pi r squared is the area. And what we're doing here is for volume of a cylinder, it's still going to be the same idea of area times height. We're going to find the area of the circle, and that'll be that'll tell us how many parts, excuse me, there actually are if we cut this into squares. And then we have 20 layers of those with this height.
Are you gonna draw 20?
Okay. So we need to find the area. The area is going to be 3.14 times the radius, which is 3, squared, and that's 9.
28.26, I think. I did the math on my paper. So
3.14 times 9 was what? 28 point what?
28.26. I got that on my
That
paper.
sounds right. So 28.86 is the area of the circle on top, or if you wanted to think about the base on bottom, it's the area of the circle. Now we need to take that times our height of 20.
So then 28.26 times 20.
Correct, is 570, or 65 and 2/10, and dimensions are in meters, so that's volume. That gives us cubed.
That's what I got.
Okay. Volume of a cylinder is fairly easy. Again, you take the area of the circle times the height. Area of the circle times the height.
Not a circle.
Then it's not a cylinder.
Oh, then
And we won't have anything that's oval shaped that we have to work with.
I like ovals too.
Now we will have some
That'll be hard to work on.
mixed up parts where we put a half of a cylinder with maybe a rectangle and have to find volume of that, but when we get to that you'll see it and it'll be
That wouldn't be too hard. Yeah, I do.
Alright, now this is a little different story. Surface area. How many surfaces are there on a cylinder?
3.
3. You have the top, and the bottom, and then the side. We can find the area of a circle. That's pretty simple. And we can find the surface of the circle on top, find the area of the circle on bottom, but it's this other part that we need to figure out how to find. And I have this phrase, lateral surface area. Okay? Lateral surface area is the vertical area, the vertical surface, the part that's standing up. That is the surface, lateral surface area. And we find that by taking the perimeter of the object times the height. And why is that? Here's how that works. If you look at this circle and then we cut it, this surface, and we were to cut this part right here, and I straighten it out. What shape is that?
Rectangle.
It's a rectangle, isn't it? And how do we find the area of a rectangle?
Length times.
Length times width, base times height, however it is. So you have your length times your width, or your base times your height. What is another name I could use for the base here, since this is a circle? What's another idea? Not the formula, what's the name? When I straighten this out, this
Horizontal.
length or base is the,
Length.
say it, Mercedes? The circumference of the circle, isn't it? If I cut this here, this is the circumference, and I straighten that out, the circumference is the base. Yes?
Yep. Yes.
See that? And then you have your height being the height. So on a right cylinder, lateral surface area is perimeter times the height. And we're going to want to start thinking of this idea for finding the surface area of a vertical object like this. So I'm going to replace in this idea perimeter with circumference, because isn't circumference perimeter on a circle?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to take the circumference then times the height. Circumference is pi d.
R squared.
And pi d is 3.14
Times 9. No.
times the
6.
diameter,
Be 6.
which is 6. And then I'm going to take that times the height, which is 20. And I'm going to let you use calculators. You guys are going to be allowed to use calculators from this point forward. Responsibly, of course, and we'll discuss that in just a minute. But you're going to write this out, 3.14 times 6 times 20, and then you can use your calculators for arithmetic, not to just do the work on the calculator and write an answer down. That's not going to be acceptable. If I see papers with just answers, they're going to be counted wrong. You still have to set up the processes in order to get the credit. And I don't have a dimension on this, so we'll just say centimeters. That's the lateral surface area. Is that the surface area of the entire object? No. Of the entire cylinder? No, because what else is on here?
The side, the bottom.
The other side.
The base and the top. So I need the area of the circle to get the area of the top. Area is pi r squared. 3.14 times 3 squared is 9. Whoops. 3 squared.
Oh, I can't stop yawning.
3.14 times 3 squared is 9. And you can use your calculator in this way. Set it up. Then use your calculator to do the arithmetic. There's the area of the top circle. So here was our lateral surface area. Here's the top of 28 and 2600ths. And then what's the area of the bottom circle?
The same.
It's going to be the same because the cylinder holds the shape all the way through. So the bottom is 28 and 2600ths as well. And then you add those together to get your total surface area.
Weird.
Brittany, you all right? Not feeling very well? Okay. Lateral surface area is this surface. It's the vertical surface. If I asked you what the surface and lateral surface area is in this Huggies box, notice all this kid stuff. The lateral surface area of this box is the vertical sides all put together. Okay? In this room, the lateral surface area of this room are the walls. They're the vertical parts. Get that idea?
Yep.
And you find lateral surface area by taking perimeter times height. Perimeter times height. All right, so find volume and surface area of this. Volume's the easy one. Volume is area times height. So let's do it. Area of this circle. Pi r squared, 3.14 times 2 squared. You have your calculators. 2 squared is 4. 3.14 times
can I do
4. Go ahead.
Okay, that 3.1 what?
You can sure do it with me. 12.56. I'm going to go through this a little quicker so that you can get on this.
What?
That is the area of the circle. Again, I'm finding volume first. So 12.56. We find volume by taking that area times the height. So I have a height of 5.
62.8.
Say again.
62.8.
62.8.
This one's more than
62 and 8/10 or 62 and 800?
62 and 8/10.
62.8, but you still
62.80, but you take off the 0. Yeah,
Oh.
because my calculator's smart.
Oh, my calculator got the same thing.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Mr. February.
My brain did it.
All right. So 62 and 8/10 inches cubed. Okay, volume's the easier one. You're just taking the area of the top times the height. Now we're looking for surface area. We've already have 2 of the surfaces. We have the top, which we found 12.56. The bottom, 12.56. So now we just need the, what's the name of that?
The lateral surface area.
The lateral surface area. And how do we find it, Trenton? Lateral surface area is perimeter
Times height.
times the height.
I think talking about how I did it.
Okay. So we need the perimeter or circumference in this case because it's a circle. we need the circumference of this circle. Circumference is pi d, so I have 3.14 times the diameter of 4 is 12.56.
6,371.
And then times the height, which this number is going to look familiar, but it's coincidental. This is the only situation it would be like that. That is the lateral surface area. And so that's lateral surface area. It's going to go here, 62 and 8/10. And then add those three numbers together. Something around 74, 86, 87 something.
87.19.
87 and 92 hundredths. These require, good question, area, so it would be squared, inches squared or whatever it would be. These problems require time. It takes time to do them. Use your calculator, write down the problems and show your steps so that you can be organized, and then use your calculator to do the arithmetic. It's a nice, easy way to do this. I'm going to allow you to use your calculators on the other problems as well, not just on here, but I'm saying now we're going to start using calculators if you want for your arithmetic. On each of the problems though, you still have to set up the process. If you're going to take 28 divided by 27 hundredths, you write down 28 in the box, divided by 27 hundredths, and then use your calculator to write the answer. Okay? It's a small thing to require that I am able to see where your numbers are coming from by just setting up the problem.
Are test graded yet?
Some. And I did not get them recorded like I hoped to. I feel so chaotic right now with the grades and people not having them done and stuff. All right, problem set 73. I want to high school is the game, Valentine's Day.
There's a party, Logan's having a paintball party. Since
What? What? When? Yeah, that has nothing to do with
But
today.
I know, but everybody's coming over running.
one time since August I work ahead.
Okay, at least don't give us homework tomorrow, because Jesus, I'd be like,
Who?
What?
huh?
The guy I love upstairs.
Well, use him in the right context. He appreciates it.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
13 through 24.
Is that what we're doing?
What the heck?
13 through 24.
Come in. I didn't actually mean it. What the heck? She was like, I have not gotten my word out of it. We're not cooking.
13 through 24.
That's it?
Due Friday.
Okay.
Maybe I should say due today.
No, because you asked 13 and you asked
One time since like October,
You get some extra.
I
Sorry.
worked ahead. I know, thank you.
Sorry, I am
Why be sorry, guys? You got
greatly sorry. So,
we borrowed some tape.
Miss Emily, your question? Do you have the money? Yes. Do you want to get a drink now, Shay? Are you all right?
One time
What if somebody get like
Except for those two problems, because I thought it. I know, but those are
Right now?
Hey, Blaine,
He doesn't let anybody go.
What?
You disking? That's a screen. Is that probably? You guys are digging. Disking, I'm digging your vibe from outer space. And let's see if you're smart enough to know.
Hey, Mr.
Aha, that's a
Clevenger.
good one.
Mr. Clevenger.
There's Two in a row? Wow.
Best club jar.
Can
Yes.
Can Jake and I have an avatar battle in seminar? And then you can film us and put it on YouTube.
Started out as such a
You're still filming it.
Who do you push?
After